Hey, it's Red here, and I was browsing around YouTube and I found a tag game question thing, whatever you want to call it, the tag things. And I decided I would give it a shot because I have absolutely nothing to talk about today. So I'm going to try this, and it's called the random 17 random questions tag. And at the bottom in the description, I will definitely credit the person who came up with the questions. But anyway, question number 1. How did you get your YouTube username? Pretty much the same way that I started using YouTube in the way that I do now. I had just gone through a breakup and I was really, really upset, and I just wanted to get all my emotions out. And at the time, I thought love sucks. So I was like, and my nickname's Red. So it was like, why don't I put Red Love Sucks? So that's how I got it. No, nothing really, doesn't really mean anything. Now I would like to change it because that's why I label myself now as Red's Heart to Heart, because I don't really want to be labeled as Love Sucks. I mean, I somewhat still agree that love kind of sucks, but that's just me. But anyway, question number 2. If you could change your name to anything, what would it be and why? This might sound a little funny, but I used to be a really big One Life to Live watcher and fan, and there was this one girl, and her name was Aubrey, and she was kind of like not a very good girl. She was into scamming people for money. But I really like the name Aubrey because I like the actress Audrey Hepburn. She's my favorite actress ever. And I always said if I had a kid or daughter, I would name her Aubrey, because if I named her Audrey, it'd be kind of weird because everybody knows I obsess over Audrey Hepburn. So it'd be kind of like, oh, here she goes again. So it's kind of like a little bit different version of Audrey. So Aubrey would definitely be a name I would choose for myself if I changed my name, which I wouldn't. Anyway, if you could go back in time and give your younger self advice, what it would be and why? I probably would give myself a list of all the names of the relationships I shouldn't even bother with. Yep, that definitely would be. And why? Because of all the heartache I've been going through. And I mean, I probably would have a little chart at the bottom that warns this guy will break your heart and is going to break your heart, but you have a lot of good memories and good things happen with them. I just probably would also put a little star and say, don't fall in love. How old were you when you first learned to blow a bubblegum bubble? 8? I think it was 8. It took me all week. This one week I dedicated my entire time after school to going to a little convenience store and buying a bunch of those bubblegum for like a quarter. Or was it 10 cents? I can't remember. It was pretty cheap. So I used all my little money. And I tried and I tried. And finally, by the end of the week, I could blow a pretty good bubble. What did you want to be when you were little? I've always wanted to be a professional soccer player. And I really didn't give up that dream until high school when I started realizing that sports are never a guarantee, no matter how good you are. And that's when I kind of switched that. But the question is, what did I want to be when I was little? A professional soccer player. I wanted to be the next Mia Hamm, marry David Beckham. Yep. What do you order at Starbucks? This is a perfect question for me. I'm at Starbucks a lot. And I always get the iced chai latte. Iced chai tea latte. Yeah. And no matter where I go, they always call it something different. But that's what I get. It's really good. What's the hardest you ever laughed? Hardest I've ever laughed. Okay. The hardest I've ever laughed was probably when I was 9. I was part of a Christian private school, and I had one of the girls was like, she babysitted me, and she was older than me by a lot, so yeah, because she babysitted me. But she invited me and this other little girl that was around my age, and then one of the older girls, because she wanted to watch The Little Mermaid too, and I guess she thought it would be better if she invited two little girls, so she would have a reason to watch it. But yeah, anyway, so we went over there to watch The Little Mermaid too, and we ended up spending the night, and she gave us two little girls our own bedroom. And I remember being little, this is a slumber party, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna stay up all night, and we were thirsty. The older girl was sleeping, who invited us all. So we snuck in there, and we woke her up, and we're like, we're thirsty, and she was half asleep, didn't know what she was doing. And she gave us one of those gigantic bottles of Gatorade and two Solo cups. Yes, they were red. Anyway, and us little girls, we had a Gatorade tea party. Drank the entire thing in one night. We were so sugar high. I remember laughing all night long and doing stupid stuff. Will I ever do that again? Yes. Hell yes. If I find someone who wants to have a Gatorade party with me and get sugar high, yeah, let's do it. It was fun. If you could play any musical instrument, what would it be and why? A guitar, because I have a guitar and I don't know how to play it. So it's kind of pointless having a guitar if I can't play it. So definitely would want to learn to play that. What's your favorite thing to do when you're upset? This might sound really stupid, but there's three things I like to do when I'm upset. The first one is pull up my karaoke set and sing at the top of my lungs, because it's better than screaming and being mad at people. 2 would be playing Just Dance. And the third one would be texting up some friend that I know I can talk to, and they wouldn't mind me laughing and crying on their shoulder through text. There you go. What's your favorite movie? My favorite classic movie is Breakfast at Tiffany's, and my all-time, my favorite movie from right now would have to be a tie between The War Horse and The Hunger Games. What's one food you cannot live without? Well, I can definitely live without pizza. I hate pizza, but the food I could not live without would have to be oh, this is a hard one because I like a lot of food. My favorite food's gyros, so I would have to say it would be really, really hard to live without gyros. But I've kind of learned how to live without it because I'm not in Europe anymore, so the gyros in America are a little bit different. So I kind of learned to live without them. So a food I could not live without. Tacos. I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of. I love tacos. I couldn't live without a taco. What's your favorite dessert? Now here's another weird thing. I'm not much of a dessert person at all. I can live without sweets, but my favorite would have to be raspberry cream puff turnover. Sorry, it's a raspberry cream puff. Yeah, that's what it's called. They're about this big, and they're full of raspberry and frosting, like really sugary frosting, really sweet. It's the best. What's your favorite pizza topping? Okay, well, I don't like pizza, so I don't have a favorite pizza topping. But I do go to this one pizza place that doesn't have the red sauce, and it's kind of olive oil, and it's different. And my favorite topping on those is feta cheese. Would you rather have the superpower to read minds or the superpower to be invisible? Probably the superpower to read minds, but I would also like to be invisible. But I would have to go with reading minds, because I think it'd be pretty awesome. Instead of having to worry and question what a guy really thinks about you or what your friend really thinks about you or etc., that you could read their minds and just automatically know, and you wouldn't have to worry. I think there'd be less fights if you could do that. What did you do for your last birthday? I went to the zoo, and I went to this place called gyros. The best gyros you can get here in America. Nothing compares to what they were in Europe, but yeah, pretty good here. If you had one personal selfish wish, what would it be and why? selfish wish? I want a Mini Cooper. And I want to be famous, so my wish would be I would be famous with a Mini Cooper. Yeah. What does OMGHHKP mean to you? Oh my god. HHKP. That makes me use my mind. And I'm not really good at using my mind when I'm tired. And I'm one of these tired moods today. So it means OMG. Oh my god. HHKP. Wait. Hold the ketchup, please. Oh my god. I don't know. But if you can tell me what that means, I would love you forever. Alright, bye!